believe it or not, it's actually the process itself. It's the series, it's the moments of discovery. When you suddenly know, like, oh, you've got it. You know, that's those sort of eureka moments.
Curling in a box in a corner of the closet, glossy little rectangles of memory. Staring at a face now, and I'm wondering whose was it? Was this smiling stranger ever me? Snap, frozen illusions we think of as the past. Snap, everyone happy forever. Snap, the clothes and the hairstyles and faces change so fast, and all that seems to last are snapshots.
You write music and lyrics. Lyrics first, music first. More and more and more, to the point where it's difficult for me now to remember the time when I didn't do this. I tend to start with the title.
Sitting on the curb, staring at the wall, nothing much to do. When you're the new kid in the neighborhood.
I declare war on South Dakota! Tag! You're in! No fair!
All the kids are out, you can hear them call, but they don't call you when you're the new kid in the neighborhood.
In 1991, I was working on a show called Nick and Nora on Broadway. You may know it. It was at the time the most expensive flop ever in the history of Broadway. But at the time, so we all had a lot of free time during rehearsal. And a friend of mine who was also working on the show named Michael Sheeman had approached me and asked if I would like to work on a Stephen Schwartz review. And I was like, oh, surely there is one out there. And nobody had done this yet in a way that Stephen liked. And I was like, well, I'll only work on this if we can come up with something that no one's done before, maybe tell a story, something like that. So we sort of went through all of his songs and came up with a general idea. And then we were like, okay, we have to ask for permission, but I didn't know Stephen, and Michael didn't know Stephen. So I looked him up in the phone book, and I called him, and I said, I have this idea for a show, and to Stephen's credit, and he's very generous this way, he said, oh yeah, no, absolutely, let's work it out, get something together, and let's see what it's like. Only later did I learn that that's what he says to absolutely everyone.
I didn't really have I wasn't looking around for a review. I was sitting around saying, like, gee, I wish someone would do a review of my songs. And I didn't have any preconceptions. Then when David and Michael, they sort of put something together to say, this is the kind of thing we were thinking of. And I was very intrigued by it. I liked the concept of the ghosts or the memories and how they interacted, how people interacted with their memories of themselves over time and everything. I really had never seen anything like that, and I thought it was really clever.
And actually, an interesting thing happened here, and it won't sound it. I didn't actually know it was going to make a lot of difference, and it made a huge difference. And it has to do with the song "Popular." This is the kind of thing we're talking about because it's like the tiniest little tweak. Like in the first performance we did it, and there used to be, like, as there is in the show Wicked, there was a little bell tone, and then Denise used to start it, so you're like, ding, and then she would sing, whenever I see someone, and it was that people were kind of like, huh, where am I? You could tell that the audience was kind of freaking out about it a little bit. And then we made the discovery together to just start it in dialogue and have the song sneak in so that Denise was kind of, or the character Susie was kind of into the song before the audience realized what was happening, and then they suddenly said, "Oh my God, you're singing popular," and that worked.
So I'm Susie.
I'm Danny.
So Danny, listen, I think I can help you.
With what?
Whenever I see someone who's not as boss as me, and let's face it, you're so not as boss as me, my tender heart tends to start to bleed. And when someone needs a makeover, I simply have to take over. I know exactly what they need. And even in your case, though it's the toughest case I've yet to face, don't worry, I'm determined to succeed. Follow my lead, and yes, indeed, you will be popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll show you what shirt to wear, how to gel your hair, fix your brand of sneakers too. I'll show you what pose to strike and what songs to like. Everything you've got to do to be popular. I'll help you be popular. You'll hang with
I mean, it was something that was presented to me, and of course, being a huge fan of Stephen's work, when it was brought up, I just said, name the time and place, and we'll be there. Absolutely.
I mean, you know, I obviously was familiar with Kevin from the production of Children of Eden. You know, we have a little bit of a history together, even though we hadn't actually directly worked together. But I'd heard such good reports on those two shows of mine, which it's not the same thing as like doing another production of Godspell. You know, Kevin did a couple of the more obscure, less well-known shows, and very successfully. And so I kind of felt we would be in good hands.
When we've come as far as this, it's worth fighting for tomorrow. If we know we'll be together in whatever time. From this day forward, nights won't seem so black. From this day forward, we will never look back. In whatever time we have, we will make the most of time, and at least we'll be together.